We live in a world defined by thought, by logic, and by calculated choice. Yet, beneath this veneer of consciousness, there lies a deeper, faster current. This is the realm of instinct, the raw, unwavering programming of survival itself. Instinct exists precisely at the boundary where deliberate thought vanishes. It is the silent, millennia-old wisdom embedded within the architecture of our biology. For the duration of this inquiry, we ask, what happens when the brain's CPU shuts down? When facing true peril, the luxury of reflection is instantly replaced by action. Survival is not a choice. It is a command issued from the deepest parts of the brainstem. Consider the simplest forms of life. They demonstrate survival without complexity. The moth programmed to seek light. The fish compelled to school for safety. These are not decisions, but unavoidable kinetic sequences honed by natural selection. Every creature is a vessel carrying a code older and wiser than any individual life. In higher vertebrates, these impulses manifest as the 4 F's: fight, flight, freeze, and fornicate. These primal responses hijack the nervous system, prioritizing immediate preservation. Rational thought is slow. Instinct is instantaneous, a lightning bolt of biochemistry. The mechanism begins with the amygdala, the brain's dedicated alarm system. It bypasses the prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning and planning. Threat detection happens faster than conscious recognition. Milliseconds matter. Imagine a sudden rustle in the dark woods. You don't analyze, you tense. This tension is the body preparing for extreme output, pumping fuel for survival. This freeze response is often misunderstood. It is a calculated strategy. By remaining still, prey animals hope to go unnoticed or calculate the predator's vector. If evasion fails, the fight response activates, overriding self-preservation. The primary goal shifts from survival of the self to neutralizing the immediate threat. Consider the octopus. When threatened, it releases a cloud of ink and flees. No lesson plan taught this behavior. It is inherent to its very existence. In the arid plains, the migration impulse drives massive herds across continents. They follow ancient, invisible pathways, written not on maps, but in their genetic makeup. The young calf, born minutes ago, already possesses the instinct to rise and follow. Its survival depends on immediate functional mobility. Thought is irrelevant. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, whales navigate using Earth's magnetic fields. Their complex journeys are guided by an innate sensitivity, a biological compass. This magnetoreception is instinctual, linking their bodies directly to the planet. Instinct is profoundly efficient because it is universally applicable and self-correcting. It requires no schooling, no cultural translation, and no technological aid. The weaver bird's knot-tying skill is encoded, not learned through practice. These are master engineers operating without a blueprint, only pure compulsion. The drive to perpetuate the species is perhaps the most forceful instinct of all. It compels individuals to take risks they would otherwise avoid, overriding fear. The entire lifespan becomes a single, dedicated mission toward genetic continuance. In the hunting pack, instinct dictates flawless coordination and timing. Each member knows its role without needing verbal instruction or debate. Their strategy is fluid, adapting instantly to the movements of the target. The prey's flight path is itself instinctual, attempting to break the coordinated attack. This dance of life and death is pure kinetic energy, devoid of moral deliberation. Even fear, though often seen as an emotion, is a survival instinct in disguise. It pushes us away from danger, preserving the organism against potential harm. Consider the innate human fear of heights or the revulsion toward snakes. These phobias are often evolutionary remnants, serving our ancestors in the savannah. Modern life often masks these reflexes, but they remain ready to surface. A sudden skid on an icy road, the driver instinctively counters the slide. If they pause to think, the moment would be lost, the impact inevitable. The subconscious mind processes data far faster, relying on pattern recognition. This is often called intuition, a highly refined yet instantaneous assessment. For experienced athletes, the reaction time approaches zero, maximizing performance. A boxer does not calculate trajectory. Their body simply moves to intercept the blow. This kinetic fluency is instinct matured through repetitive practice. But even without training, fundamental reactions persist across all cultures. The universal facial expression of surprise or disgust is purely reflexive. We recoil from bitter tastes because historically, bitterness meant poison. This protective mechanism ensures survival through chemical avoidance. The compulsion to seek warmth and shelter in extreme cold is non-negotiable. It's a direct response to core temperature drop, demanding immediate remediation. Similarly, the overpowering drive for hydration when dehydrated is instinctual. The body screams for what it needs, bypassing rational arguments or fasting regimens. The construction of societies itself may be rooted in survival instincts. Cooperation offers safety. Isolation means vulnerability. We crave the collective. The instinctive feeling of panic when separated from a group is a deep tribal memory. The social drive is survival applied across an entire species, ensuring mutual aid. Even the feeling of empathy allows us to anticipate others' threats, enhancing overall group survival. But what happens when instinct fails in the face of modern dangers? Our instincts were designed for a predator-prey world, not a mechanical one. We are instinctively drawn to bright lights, which in the wild meant water or fire. Now, that instinct leads us toward illuminated screens, disconnecting us from nature. Our craving for sugar and fat was crucial when food was scarce and calorie density mattered. Today, it results in chronic disease, a survival mechanism turned against the host. The rapid changes in human civilization outpaced the speed of biological evolution. This mismatch leads to moments of existential disorientation and anxiety. However, the resilience of instinct remains proven in moments of catastrophe. When a ship sinks, organized thought often collapses into pure, desperate action. People prioritize breathing, warmth, and the immediate movement toward safety. In a burning building, the instinct to crawl low beneath the smoke saves lives. No time for complex physics. The body seeks the path of least resistance and greatest oxygen. Parental instinct is perhaps the most selfless and terrifying display of biological will. It compels creatures to sacrifice their own well-being for their offspring's survival. The drive to protect the next generation often transcends even the impulse for self-preservation. In human psychology, this instinctual bond ensures the continuity of learning and culture. We see the powerful interplay of innate drives and learned behaviors merge. Learned behavior can suppress or channel instinct, but rarely eradicate it entirely. Deep breathing and controlled focus are techniques to override the panic response. But should the threat overwhelm, the brainstem will reclaim control. Consider the phenomenon of mass hysteria or stampedes, pure collective instinct unleashed. Individual thought dissolves into the immediate, overwhelming drive to escape. The fastest path out is the only calculation that matters in that moment. The instinct to hoard resources, food, water, shelter, is a safeguard against future scarcity. In times of disaster, this compulsion surfaces, leading to frantic consumerism. It is not greedy thought, but the ancient fear of the coming winter, the drought. Instinct is a powerful reminder of our connection to all living things. We share the same foundational imperatives as the smallest bacterium or the largest beast. The drive to live, to perpetuate, to survive against all odds. Ultimately, instinct ensures we remain participants in the grand experiment of life. It guarantees that the chain of existence is never truly broken by hesitation. Where thought introduces doubt, instinct delivers certainty and velocity. The universe cares little for our philosophy, only for our persistence. The silent programming is the most reliable partner we have in crisis. It is the true subconscious genius that allows us to bypass analysis paralysis. We must learn to respect these ancient voices, even when they conflict with our modern logic. Listening to the gut feeling, the hair standing up on the neck, is often prudent. These are subtle warnings that our analytical minds might too easily dismiss. The relationship between instinct and thought is not competition, but complementarity. Instinct provides the initial thrust. Thought refines the long-term strategy. In the ultimate test, however, when the lights dim and survival is immediate, when safety protocols are forgotten and chaos reigns supreme, it is the primitive, pre-conscious programming that takes the helm. It does not calculate odds. It does not weigh consequences. Endure, continue, live. The triumph of instinct is not its intelligence, but its unwavering commitment to life. It reminds us that long before we could reason, we knew how to survive. And that powerful code still runs, ready to save us when our thinking minds reach their end. Instinct exists where thought ends, ensuring the continuation of